All right, here we are at 11213 South Lawrence Street in Jenks, 74037. This is it's a beautiful home. It has a 3-car attached garage, 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths and 1 half bath, built in 2008, and it's on just shy of a quarter of an acre. It's in a really great subdivision called Country View of Jenks. It's right off of 121st Street, 111th Street. It's a gated entry. It's a very small neighborhood. There's just one way in, one way out. And I'll show you on the map how small it is here. Just one way in, one way out. Very small, quaint community here in Jenks. It has a really nice, pretty covered front porch, and the stone and the brickwork is absolutely beautiful in this house, by the way. I love that it's got a really nice mixture of the two with rough cedar shutters. Looks like we do have an irrigation system. We lost a lot of our crepe myrtles in the freeze back in January. We had an ice storm, but it looks like that one may have made it. You've got one part of that crepe myrtle that's coming back. I'm not sure if that one made it or not. But this is a really pretty covered front porch. The windows are an off-white vinyl, which is great. All right, let's take a look inside. The first thing I notice is, again, they bring the stone accents in, and I love the door, and I love the lighting. It's nice and open. You've got formal dining room here. And as far as the size, that's about 13 feet. And I'm just going to go basically here where the wall ends. It's about 13 by 15. I like the nice big rough corbels. It's pretty. It's got a good mixture of natural materials versus, I mean, even at the crown, look at that crown molding. That's what, a foot, roughly a foot wide crown molding. And I like the nice plantation shutters on the dining room. This has got a nice mixture though of the natural elements and a nice upgraded newer construction home. Probably because they've moved out and it's vacant, you're able to see a lot of imperfections, especially with the paint. You can tell where they have patched something there. Probably this painting was hung there and it left a mark. And I'll zoom in and show you, actually there are multiple places in this property that have that exact same thing. I'm hoping that they're coming back to repair those things. You can kind of see on the picture here, all of that is where they've done some drywall repair. You can see on this wall as well, right in there. So this is the living area here, and it's more long and thin than it is a square. We'll get an idea. It's about 18 feet long, and it's the same width. Yeah, you've got about 3 more feet on the width because the doorway took up space from the formal dining there. It's not a bad sized room at all. And you do have a recessed electrical outlet here so that you don't have wiring everywhere. I love the wall of the fireplace there with the 2 arches, which feed into yet another living space. And again, I'm just going to zoom in and show you all of the deficiencies that you won't see in the listing agent's photos online. And I'll ask Raquel to check with the seller and find out, or the listing agent. It's just some paint splatter, it looks like there. Find out if they're in fact planning to come back and repaint over those areas they've patched, or if they're planning just to leave it as is. So that is a ceramic log, gas log fireplace, and it's a see-through, which is really neat. This layout is really cool. I like how they have the mount up on top of the fireplace to put your TV. See if we've got another one over here. We do. I love the double-sided fireplace. We don't get a lot of that in Tulsa. As a matter of fact, this is a unique floor plan. I've not seen these exposed stone walls either. So it's very unique. If you're looking for something a little different, this is it. I like the kitchen. It's nice and light and bright. So this is a rough edge granite countertop. The cabinets are painted a cream. You've got an oil rubbed bronze fixture here. And that's a charcoal colored granite sink. Kitchen is nice and big and roomy. Even with that island, you have plenty of space to get around. And the hardwood floors seem in great condition. I love this with the corbels and everything. It just really dresses it up. So you've got a 5-burner gas cooktop, which is very nice. Vent-a-hood up there. That's a travertine tile backsplash. And it has some little extra upgraded finishes. Ulra bronze on the hardware. It is not soft close cabinetry. The house was built in 2008. We weren't doing a lot of soft close cabinetry at that time. You've got your spice rack on each side of the cooktop. The granite is golds and browns and off-whites. And then the island is painted a green with a black granite. So I like that. And that's what a lot of the builders are doing these days. They're making the islands an accent piece. Oh, this keeps going. Nice big storage. That must be the stairway there. Again, hardwoods throughout. This is where your refrigerator would go. That looks like a standard size opening. It does have water. And to the ovens, you've got a GE double oven, which is very nice. Built-in GE microwave. We've got nice storage for baking sheets. 1 glass cabinet door front. The rest have been wood. Not a ton of upper cabinets. You've got 1 on each side of the cooktop. You've got 1 tiny little one over there. I don't know what you do with that one. Then you've got 1 up above the oven for your stand-up baking sheets. So not a ton of upper cabinets, but very generous with the lower cabinets. Oh, this is nice. I almost missed this. So it has an under cabinet vacuum system. So you just push the broom right up to that lever and press it, and it will take the junk that you vacuumed, and most likely there will be a container out in the garage to collect that you'll empty. A little bit of wear and tear on the paint. On the cabinets, not a ton. As a matter of fact, I don't see any wear and tear on any of the cabinets other than this one. I wonder if that's the trash can. Yep, that's where the trash can is. So this one got a lot of use, and that's the reason why it's so worn. We've got a Bosch dishwasher with stainless steel interior. It's nice, very nice. You got a view here of the casual eat-in kitchen, breakfast nook. And we've got a chair rail detail. We've got a glaze, like a textured finish. It's not a heavy texture. This is actually very popular in the mid to late 2000s. A little more drywall repair there. It's a nice texture, not flat, but not super heavy either. And then of course you got the view of the backyard from here. So it's obvious that they've updated or upgraded the lighting fixtures recently. These were not in style in 2008, but they're very much in style right now. It's a beautiful home, very beautiful. Let's go ahead and take a look outside while we're here. So we do have a generously sized covered back patio. I love that. We've got a fire pit over here. Got good ventilation, by the way, in your soffits all the way around. That's great. So this is cute. There's a little bench area there. You could add some Adirondack chairs or something over here. So it's a cute little intimate place to have a little fire going. Let's check out where this walkway goes to. By the way, I see that our gutters, they're rounded. That's an upgrade. Spoken from someone who's just replacing her own gutters right now. It's about 30% more to go with the round gutter, but I think they look really classy. But I see that the gutters are, the downspouts are buried, which is great. It's redirecting that drainage away. I love that all of this is a rock. It's all a pebble bed, so you don't have to worry about it being a muddy mess over here. You probably don't get a lot of sunlight. That, of course, is your pool equipment there. We'll kind of glance at it. So you've got a Hayward pump, which is great. It's a great brand. That's what I have in mine as well. You've got a really nice big filter. And there's your heater. I'm assuming the heater is just for the hot tub, but we'll ask Raquel to check and see if the pool is heated as well. It isn't terribly customary to have heated pools in Tulsa. We get a lot of use out of our pools. We usually can start using them mid-May and really into October. So a lot of times we don't heat our pools, but some do. So we've got a little bit of separation between these two walls. Now, Oklahoma is, we have a high clay content in our soil, and we also have varying temperatures. It's a typical day in Oklahoma has about a 30-degree swing in temperatures. So what happens is that clay expands and contracts as the weather changes, as the temperature changes. And our homes are primarily built on concrete slabs. And there's just not a lot of give with concrete, right? So what happens is that as the soil starts to move or settle, the house will start to have cracks here and there at the weakest points, such as a corner seam. So while I would definitely recommend that an inspector take a look at this, I don't anticipate that an inspector would say that this needs piering or anything structurally mandatory to repair anything. I think it's probably just your typical settlement. And again, the house is built in 2008, so it's 12 years old. It's probably done the majority of the settling that it's going to do, as long as you're smart about keeping your drainage away from the home, which they've done. They've got the downspout there that's going to the French drain and redirecting it away. So I think you're probably fine there. You do have a bit of a muddy mess here. I'm not sure why. We've had a ton of rain, I will tell you that. We've had so much rain in the past couple of months. That may be why we've got a little bit of a mess here. Why they don't have grass growing, I don't know. Maybe we can check on that as well. We've got a privacy fence all the way around. It's your typical 6 foot on the south and then the north. And then we go to probably 8 feet on the back. I can just barely hear Highway 75 over the fence. It's a ways. I mean, it isn't so much that it would bother you if you were sitting out here. But I can just ever so slightly detect the traffic noise on Highway 75. But it's really not bad at all. The pool is beautiful. I like that it's a very unique shape. You've got a really big sunning deck, tanning deck here. I love that. So this and this, those are probably jets. And then the one in the middle is probably for an umbrella. You've got some steps here. Actually, that's the only steps. Those are the steps to get down. The pool isn't super deep. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably 5 feet in the center. Actually, it looks like it just ever so slightly slopes down. And I think all of this is roughly 5 feet, if I had to guess. We can verify that. I like the strategically placed trees to give you privacy from the neighbors. I see an architectural grade shingle on the roof. I noticed that the seller disclosed that they don't know how old the roof is, which tells me that it has not been replaced since they've purchased it, and Raquel can tell you when they purchased it. That will give you an idea of the minimum age, and it may be original. We tend to replace our roofs every about 7.3 years because we have high wind and hail. So most of our roofs are fairly new. This is an architectural grade shingle. It's usually a 30-year shingle, although we don't keep our roofs for 30 years because, again, of the high wind and hail. I'm going to try to point out on the camera, but there's a visual line that you can see where we've had some of the shingles that have just lifted up ever so slightly, and they don't quite lay down perfectly again. So a little bit of wind damage there. So in the state of Oklahoma, when you make an offer to the seller, you are given a 13-day inspection period. Let me just point out some chipped paint. And you can tell they had a dog who made a muddy mess on the off-white door. Anyway, state of Oklahoma, you get 13 days to do your inspections after the seller accepts your offer. And then after that point, you get to write up a honeydew list. It's called a TRR, or a treatments, repairs, and replacements. And that is you telling the seller, I still want to buy your home, but I want you to make these following repairs. The seller has 7 days to respond to your request. Usually it takes that time to get contractors over and let them get bids to see what it's going to cost them to make those repairs. If we can't come to an agreement with the seller as to what stays on the list, in those 7 days, you have the right to cancel the contract. Little drywall repair here, just the finish doesn't quite match. You have the right to cancel the contract, get your earnest money deposit back, and move on if you can't come to an agreement with the seller. This is beautiful. It's a tannish, taupish, brownish tile with granite countertops. This is a beautiful master bathroom. Very pretty. Nice big walk-in shower. Jacuzzi tub. Again with the plantation shutters. I love those. And the oil rub bronze features on the finishes continue. Toilet closet here with an upper cabinet. Linen closet. Which brings us to the master closet. And they were pretty smart. So new construction homes these days, and really the past handful of years, less than 5, builders have been using a floor plan that puts the laundry room right immediately off of the master closet. That's just been within the past few years. So it's odd to see a home that was built in 2008 that had the forethought to put the laundry room off of the master closet. So I love that. That's very smart. Laundry room here, you could have gas or electric on your dryer. There's your hot and cold water and your drain. You've got some upper cabinets, hanging area, and a stainless steel sink. Very nice. Downstairs you have a half bath here for our guests. And it is right off of the hallway leading to the kitchen. Garage is out this door. This is a nice garage, very big garage. It's a 3-car, but it's deeper than your typical 3-car garage. For example, even with this bay being scooted back a little further than the other, you still have plenty of room to park a nice sized SUV and still have a bonus refrigerator. A little bit of built-in storage. 3 separate garage door openers. Let's see if we can get to these closets over here, which probably have water tank and furnace. Got some pool equipment here. In Oklahoma, your pool equipment does stay with the home. Just storage. There's your whole home shutoff valve. There's the electrical panel. Okay, we do have a water tank. That is a big one too. Let's see, what size is that? 65 gallon. It's elevated off of the ground. It has a pressure relief valve. Everything looks great. Everything is nice and labeled, which is fantastic. So I see that they did the inspection, the city for the electrical permit was in 2009, February 2009. I know in MLS it says the house was built in 08. They must have received their building permit in 08, but they didn't finish it until 2009. Here's your control panel for your Rainbird irrigation system. And we have a second electrical panel over here, which may very well be for the pool. Furnace lights. Nope, that may be for the upstairs actually. Let's go check out the 2 other guest bedrooms downstairs. Again, with a little drywall repair, just needs to be painted. You do have a digital Honeywell thermostat, which is nice. So this hallway is maybe, I don't know, 10 feet wide. You can go right to one bedroom or left to the other. The carpet is maybe original. This is kind of a frisé type carpet. It's not incredibly popular these days. We kind of go with a shorter loop or shorter length on the fibers of the carpet. So it dates it a little bit. This is kind of a Pepto-Bismol pink. You can tell this was a little girl's bedroom, I think. Decent walk-in closet here. And the walls inside this closet are a taupe. But in this room, they're more of a little more speckling. More of a light gray, which then goes into the pink. We got a Jack and Jill bathroom here. So each of these 2 bathrooms will have their own sink with granite. And then they share a toilet and tub. And bathroom number 2, which leads to bedroom number 3 downstairs. Same carpet. The walls in here are, so it's not a Pepto-Bismol pink. I would say it's more of a bright pink, but still back to the pink. I tell you, paint would go a long way in this property. It really would. And closet. All right, let's go take a look upstairs. I remember how to get to the stairs. Nope, not through there. I think it was back behind the master. Here we go. Okay, nice big game room. That's probably 20, 25 feet long, about 15 feet wide. Nice big size game room. We have a couple of steps down to get to this room, which appears to be another bedroom. Looks like that's where that's weird. You've got a security alarm panel so high you can't even get to it up there. Hopefully there's a second one downstairs in a more convenient location. But that's your internet router. And then this is probably your security alarm. Not the control panel, but the actual components of the security alarm there. But a good sized walk-in closet. Again, little drywall repair. Okay, access to the hall bathroom from this room. You can see where the roof line starts to slope here on the front side of the house. Very pretty, very nice. Just a second entrance to that hall bathroom. More spackling, just needs to be painted. Walkout attic storage. Whew, it got hot. Well, that tells you that the insulation on the inside of the house is fantastic because it wasn't hot at all until I opened this door. So here's your Trane heat and air unit number 1. This one was manufactured in 2008. And then unit number 2 there. If you can see it, it's a Trane as well. Not a lot of storage out here. This is mainly to access your heat and air and room for all of your ducts. I'm not seeing any visible signs of leaks there in the decking boards. Everything looks really great. By the way, I see a second thermostat here. And again, more drywall repair here. I mentioned how small this neighborhood is. It's really just a big U. Just kind of wanted to drive you through the neighborhood and let you see what the other homes look like. As far as the price on this house, I know they didn't list the square footage on MLS, and I don't know if that's because the square footage they believe is wrong, or if they just didn't want people seeing what their price per square foot is. Maybe that was a sales strategy. And the reason why I mentioned the latter is because the price per square foot on this house is $132. And there has been a house in the past year in this immediate subdivision that did sell for $132 a square foot, and it, like ours, it had a really nice swimming pool. However, it was only about 2,000 square feet, and you should not get the same price per square foot on a 3,000 square feet home as you would on a 2,000 square feet home. So that leads me to believe that maybe, just maybe, they are overpriced. By the way, the gate opens in. I got a little too close and almost hit my car there. The entry is very pretty. There's your keypad there to get inside the neighborhood, but you got this pond, and I hope you just saw the little boy that was sitting on the dock fishing. It's a very beautiful neighborhood. This is 111th Street. We've got Country Woods, which is also a very nice neighborhood across the street. It is not gated like ours, but it's a very nice neighborhood. And then we've got Highway 75 just atop this hill here. So I mentioned that I could just ever so slightly hear traffic from Highway 75. I just wanted to show you the proximity to the highway. Highway 75 is a very busy, a much used highway system for Tulsa. It runs along the west side of Tulsa. It goes all the way into Texas, all the way up to Kansas. We're just crossing over going east, and I'm going to circle here and head back north. We've got a smart highway system. I don't know if you've done research on our highway system or not, but Highway 75 is to the west. Highway 169 is on the east side of town, running north and south. We have the Creek Turnpike that runs along the south end of town and then turns into 169, or it can continue on past Broken Arrow and then also runs north and south. And then we have Highway 244, which cuts the city in half diagonally, going from southwest to northeast. And then we have the Broken Arrow Expressway, which cuts the city in half diagonally, going from the southeast to the northwest. So we have a very smart highway system. You'll hear people say that you can get anywhere in the Tulsa area in 15 minutes, and that's pretty true because of our intelligent road systems. We're heading north on Highway 75. We have Main Street heading into downtown Jinx in just a moment. That's the exit I'm going to take because that's where my next appointment is. However, if you were to continue going north on Highway 75, you would come to the Tulsa Hills Shopping Center just in about a mile. Lots of retail, shopping, and restaurants, nail salons, hair salons, a little bit of everything in Tulsa Hills. And if you see this building off in the distance, that's a commercial building. Tulsa Hills is right across the street from that. But this is my exit, so this is where I'll sign off. And I hope you enjoyed the tour.